Hey everybody, Forgotten Coins here, and today I'm going to get into the couple of different VAM discoveries or potential discoveries that I have had throughout my numismatic hobby. Um, I'm just off the heels of the previous video that I put out, part one of these information on VAMs and kind of what they are. And this is part two. So if you haven't seen the first one, I go over a few different coins and explain what is and what isn't a VAM. And we kind of look at the different diagnostics that go into VAMs for both the Morgan and Peace Dollar series. And so we'll start off with this 1922 Peace Dollar. And I had it in a video recently about my new pickups. And so I was going through VAM World and trying to figure out what VAM this was. And I couldn't, this one really didn't have any crazy distinguishable features. So I figured, hey, it may have been just a VAM 1, right? So just the standard normal diastate of the coin. But then I get to this section down here by the rays on the reverse. So if you look at the olive branch and you look at that bottom right berry, right about in the center of your screen, you can kind of see something going out perpendicular from left to right on that berry, going through those rays. And we'll actually zoom in a touch so you can get a bit of a better look. And so this is kind of what I was talking about when it comes to field displacement on a die crack. So you can see how much this level changes. It's almost thicker than those rays, and it looks like it goes over the first ray. It starts at the olive branch, it goes over the first ray, underneath the second, and then stops at the third. So I don't entirely know if this is a die break, because that's a very unusual spot for a die break to occur. If we look at this coin right here, you can kind of see how thin and it kind of tails off from one end to the other. This one just goes from one piece of the design and stops into the next, and it's just in a very uncommon area. And to be so thick and then just abruptly stop is not really something that you often see. So I haven't posted this yet to the forum page on VAM World, but that's just something interesting to kind of take a look at, and that I might send into Leroy Van Allen in the future. And so that brings us to this 1925S MS63 VAM 7A discovery piece. And so I first got this coin in a NGC Unk Details cleaned holder. And so I cracked it out because it really didn't look cleaned at all. It just looked like it had some stuff going on with the field, and mostly the obverse. And so I was looking through VAM World, and I was checking out the reverse, and I saw that this coin looked like a VAM 7. And so what a VAM 7 is it has some doubling here on the eagle's shoulder, right on the right side of the eagle's shoulder. You can see it just a hair right there in the center of your screen. And that doubling actually goes all the way down to the eagle's talons. And so another point that's important with the VAM 7 is actually the letters D, O, and dollar are doubled. So the D is doubled at the bottom curve, at the bottom of the D, and the O can be seen a little bit of the doubling on that left side of the O and the top ring in the O. And the D, I can actually see it in the inner top loop of the D a little bit right there. And then now if we're looking at this, extra hair feather talon between the legs and the foot, you can kind of see some of that doubling there as well. And then, so when you look at VAMs, you can't just look at one part. You have to look at the whole coin. And so there are also some obverse markers for the VAM 7. And so the VAM 7 mentioned on the obverse that there was a horizontal line in letter E going from left to right. On that bottom, right, so you have 1, 2, 3 horizontal lines in E. It's supposed to be between the second and that bottom third. But as you can see, there's no horizontal line. It also mentioned a die crack. And now you can see, a die crack that is supposed to go through the neck. So we have a bit of a die crack here, but nothing significant. It also mentioned a die crack from the letters RTY in Liberty. And on this coin, there is no die crack here. And so I was unsure of kind of what I had, because it had, on some VAMs you can have some of the markers, but nothing significant enough to take it outside of that, what would be considered a different VAM. And so I was looking through this coin and I found a number of different things. And some of these do constitute a new VAM, some of them don't. So the first thing I noticed was just in general, the overall surface of the coin. You can kind of see how dotted and pitted this coin really is. And it's what leads me to believe that NGC just kind of jumped the gun and cleaned. Maybe they thought that, something was added to the surface to cause this, surface issues. But it's really just the pitting in the die. And you can kind of tell that because all the pitting is actually raised. It's not, it doesn't go into the surface of the coin, it comes out of the surface of the coin. You can especially see that on the letters, "In God We Trust." This coin also has a number of diphile lines. So those are these small lines going from the rim of the coin outward, namely in this one from bottom left to top right, by the letter 9, or number 9, number 2, and number 5. And so this coin kind of got more and more interesting. There was a die chip in the W of we, and the only reason I knew that because I was looking at the E in we, and I didn't see that horizontal line that they were mentioning, but I did see the die chip on the inner right side of that W. It also had some more diphile lines in the tiara. Right, so between the B and the E, those lines going from bottom left to top right. And another small die chip by the bottom right of the R, this corner of the of Liberty's cap. And so that's kind of what got me super interested in this coin. I made a post on Vam World because I wasn't sure of if it was a Vam 7 or not, or if it had enough extra to put it under a new Vam, and clearly it did. So the process for sending Vams in, or coins into Leroy Van Allen, you can look at it on Vam World, but essentially you write a little letter to Leroy Van Allen, you enclose your coin as well, you describe kind of what you're looking at, what you see, and then you eventually get a response with your coin. And so this is the letter that you'll get. At least here's the one that I got. It says, enclosed is your 1925S piece dollar plus computer print of photograph of new sub-variety that was taken with a digital camera through a stereo microscope. A new pitting die sub-variety for piece dollars. My comments on the coin are as follows. 25S new Vam 7A. Doubled at the wing edge, bottom of the D, top right olive leaf, eagle's right ankle of Vam 7 listed and pictured in Wonders of Piece Dollars document. Pitting on the obverse that is unlisted made it a new Vam 7A. There was not enough contrast to list on two sides of the crack from the neck point left side to show any displaced field break and list as a new subvariety. The description of the new die subvariety is as follows. 7A 21 B2G double DO and wing pitted obverse die. Obverse 2, 1 raised dots and splotches in all fields and on Liberty head, face, and neck. Polishing line in W of we. Thanks for sharing your coin varieties. Yours truly, Leroy Van Allen. And so you also, when I was explaining the high quality pictures, this is what I'm talking about. I didn't print this out. He included this in the letter, and so you can kind of see this pitting a whole lot better, as well as this is the die chip in the W of we that we were talking about, and you can also look and see the die break a little bit better, and you see how he kind of explained that there wasn't enough die displacement to list it as a new Vam. And when you end up getting a new variety, you can post that on Vam World and have it put into the collection, and then you made yourself a nice little discovery. And then so what you do after that to get it into a holder like this, because ANACS is the only company that will put it in something such as this, is that you have to submit a copy of Leroy's letter, as you know, in terms of the description of the coin, as well as the coin itself, and pay a little extra attribution fee, and they will label it as a discovery piece. So it's something that I'm really proud of, something that I'm really happy to have, you know, as a story to tell and something in my collection. So let me know what you think. Have you discovered any Vams, either in the Morgan or Piece Dollar series, on your own, or if you have friends who've done that as well? And what do you think of, you know, are Vams worth it to kind of search for these discovery pieces? Is that something that you enjoy, or if you think it's just, you know, a waste of time? So thank you all so much for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe and share the videos for anyone who's new to the world of Vams. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.